Budweiser, official beer of NASCAR, is proud sponsor of the Budweiser Pole Award, given to the fastest qualifier at each NASCAR Nextel Cup race. Budweiser congratulates Greg Biffle, fastest qualifier for tonight and the latest Budweiser Shootout eligible driver. Kasey Kahne has a unique distinction in NASCAR. He is the first ever Nextel Cup driver to win his first 3 races, all from pole starting position.
He hopes to become a winner in the Nextel Cup Series for the very first time.
Kahne's got to clear him, and he does. Kasey Kahne is a winner at last.
So if you're going to go for a ride at Richmond, who better than with last year's winner here, as Darrell Waltrip did in tonight's edition of the Richard Petty Driving Experience Ride Along.
You won your first race here a year ago. Tell me a little bit about this racetrack. How did you do it?
Well, you got to get right down to the yellow line and be able to. I think the biggest thing is rolling, be able to roll fast.
How do you set people up here to pass?
Well, a lot of times you got to get to the outside of them because it's so hard to clear a guy on the inside. Try to get in up here just a little bit. Maybe just let it coast up. Get a run. Sometimes you get a run down off the bottom like this.
You brake with your left foot here?
Yeah.
You brake with your left foot everywhere?
Everywhere.
What was it like having Tony Stewart in your rearview mirror? That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was real cool to watch him get smaller as the race went on. So we were driving away. That was a good feeling. Usually he's getting bigger, closer and closer to you.
What do you think? Did you win this thing again tonight? You got the car to do it with?
I hope we do.
That's probably television's fastest interview. Hi, everybody. Mike Joy with Larry McReynolds, and Darrell Waltrip joins us. How about last night? We ran that race so late, people got home from their local short track and still got to see 200 laps of it. We're staying up for.
It really was. And you know what? The drivers like this place. You know why? Because they can race each other. They don't have to race the track.
It's a short track, but it races like a speedway.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to bump people out of the way because we have side-by-side racing, and you were a lot calmer in that ride than you were at Phoenix. A lot calmer.
That's I got a little experience now. I know what to expect.
Well, the storm is over. That was last night. The calm is over, too. Let's go trackside.
And now, race fans, please re-welcome Virginia Governor Tim Kaine as he delivers those most famous words in motorsports.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Let's have a look at our Crown Royal starting grid late in the session. Greg Biffle bumped Mark Martin off the pole. Mark won his first pole here 25 years ago and his most recent pole here 5 years ago. As the grid rolls through, we'll go down to pit road and Matt Yocum.
Mike, what could be more impressive and more fun to score a NASCAR Nextel Cup Series win than under the lights here at one of the traditional racetracks on the schedule, Richmond. Now for Greg Biffle, he told me moments ago, all I really care about tonight is just scoring a top 5 finish. The season we've had, not scoring a top 5 all year since his win at Homestead last fall. We need to get something started for this title running because I'm starting each week to look at the point standings harder and harder. We know time is beginning to run out. We have to make our move, make our push, and it needs to start tonight. To the editor of Speedway Illustrated, Dr. Dick Berger.
Well, Mark Martin, 47 years old, car number 6, right behind me, makes his next to last Nextel Cup start at Richmond tonight. And what a career he has had in this place. He has won an IROC here. In 1990, he won a cup race here. 5 series as well. Tonight, he has a terrific starting spot outside of the front row. But the statistics are less important than the respect this man has earned among his peers and the enthusiasm his fans have for him. They would love to see him win the race tonight. Steve Burns.
Thank you, Dick. 23-year-old Brian Vickers driving for Hendrick Motorsports, looking for his first career victory. He got his first career pole here back in 2004. Earlier this week in Talladega, he flirted with his first win, running up front late before finishing 3rd. Now, you'd think that first win, he wants it tonight? Yeah, maybe, but even bigger picture racing for this young driver. He's 14th in points, desperately wants to be in the top 10 when the chase is ready to start after race 26. He wants a good, solid finish tonight. Mike Joy.
Thanks, Steve. The first Cup race here, 1953 at the Atlantic Exposition Fairgrounds. Lee Petty won the race and a first-place prize of $1,000. NASCAR on FX welcomes you to the Crown Royal 400 at sold-out Richmond International Raceway. The weather tonight, 2 words, no rain. This is a great racetrack. In fact, this may be the prototype for the next few NASCAR tracks to be built. It's such a racy place. That may sound trite, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, the beauty part about it is you go high, I'll go low. You go low, I'll go high. We can go 3 wide. Just don't do it when you get to the turn. But around this front straightaway, lots of options. Drivers like options.
What about strategy options, Larry?
Well, yeah, because you can run side by side in track position. Yeah, it's important, but not as important as most short tracks. Late in the race, that puts a big burden on the crew chief should they get that late caution. Do I stay out? Do I get fresh tires? Because last night in the Busch race, we saw cars that could go to the front on fresh tires because you can pass.
How about tonight's FedEx racetracks?
Let's look right here. 400 laps, 300 miles, pit road speed at 40 miles per hour. There's the pit window for fuel, about 100 to 110 laps. Keys to the race. You heard Jeff Hammond talk about Mark Martin in practice. Control your emotions. Very important. Beware of Calamity Corner. 13 cautions last night. Over half of them was in turn 2. Got to beware of turn 2. And there you go, end of race pit strategy. What do I do in these final 50 laps? Do I get a caution?
For more information, including DW's hotspots, log on to foxsports.com, keyword FedEx. All of our onboards as day turns tonight.
I don't know, I've noticed Kyle driving with his glasses on before. That's a little bit different, I think.
It may be something to do with driving at nighttime.
Could be. Could have some kind of special glasses.
The final short track race of the first half of 2006. Be 4 months before these boys are back at a short track.
You talked about turn 2, Larry, and there's the tail of the tape. 7 of 13 caution flags last night. I think 2 were for debris. So that's the spot.
It's just an odd corner, DW. You're carrying so much speed and almost turns too quick over there.
Yeah, you just got to get right down to the bottom, and if for somebody there, you're going to get into them.
29th consecutive sellout at Richmond. Over 100,000 fans, every ticket sold, every seat taken. And if last night's Busch race won by Kevin Harvick over Jeff Burton was any indication, this will be a great one too.
Well, DW, it's Saturday night, and we love Saturday night parties. Let's get this party started. Reach up there and pull those belts tight. One more time, baby.
Right. Here we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
Biffle in the 16 car, he has led more miles than any other driver this year. He'll lead lap 1. He'll get those 5 bonus points for lead.
Vickers, 25 outside. And right behind him, last year's winner, Kasey Kahne, battling Jimmie Johnson.
Now, if you were with us in our Phoenix race, very reminiscent of what we saw at Phoenix. Mark Martin had a really fast car, got out front, led a lot of the race. And Biffle also had a fast car. Both those cars ran out of gas, and guess what just happened?
Greg Biffle let Mark Martin lead that lap to get those 5 points right there. Teamwork.
Co-opetition. Cooperation.
Yeah, well, in this case, that's cooperation. They're on this, they're working together as teammates.
I think Kevin Harvick in the 29, who won the Phoenix race, he's faster than Kasey Kahne in the 9, Jimmie Johnson in the 48, but he was boxed in behind those guys.
Yeah, Kasey and I did our drive around, and Kasey wasn't all that excited about his car for tonight.
Jeff Hammond?
Guys, I just want to remind you one other thing, too, with looking at Mark Martin being smart here at Richmond. A few years ago, Mike Joel, he won one of the more dramatic IROC races here, I think, ever run at this racetrack, beating, you know, Kurt Busch that time in a couple green-white checker run at the end. So he's a very smart driver and doesn't mind giving and taking. So seeing this out of these two guys, it doesn't really surprise me.
Well, Jeff, we talked at the top of the show about this being a double-wide racetrack. It can be a 3-wide racetrack if you're very, very careful. Watch Dave Blaney on the inside, Joe Nemechek in the middle, and Tony Stewart trying to pass on the outside, going off into 3.
Now you can get 3 wide down the straightaway. Something's got to give. Look at Tony locking up that left front. Did you see that, Larry?
Yeah, I mean, he entered the corner so hard, but he knew he had to try to clear those guys on the outside.
You can get 3 wide easily down the front, but man, you got to get at least 2 wide when you get to the corner. Just not enough room for 3 cars in the middle of the corner here. Safely, you can do it, but not safely.
This is a battle for 5th right here. Kevin Harvick in that 29 car. Our points leader, Jimmie Johnson, in the 48. Harvick's car, just like at Phoenix, right on the bottom of that racetrack.
Back straightaway, a spin, and it's the 49, driven this week by Mike Wallace.
Basically coming off turn 2 over there, Larry.
Number 1.
Didn't hit anything. I don't know if he got any help or not, but he was fortunate not to hit anything.
Lap 7, the Fired X Dodge brings out the first caution of the night.
With only 7 laps under our belt, you'll see most of the leaders stay out. But remember, this was an impound race, so we'll see some of the guys probably at the back come in and make some adjustments.
All by himself, Mike Wallace is around. And we're under the first caution of the night in Richmond.